Good morning, Earthlings.
You're
Across the world, the universe, and the whole wide world. It's the Oxen back. It is June 9th for episode. This is our fourth episode, guys.
Should be four.
Episode four. Holy shit house.
Including the interview. Four.
damn.
4. Presented by it's your boy Cedrico in the house. Hey, how we doing?
It's your boy Q the baby. I'm sticking with that name from now on.
Stop it. Please.
So,
make it stop.
Feel free to pitch in whatever y'all want to call me. But as of right now, it's Q the baby. Cedric can kiss ass, so I
You
really
can
don't
kiss
care.
ass.
Still Canal on the side.
Yeah.
On the sides. That's it.
We're going to call you Chain. Everybody
You
call
know
him
what?
Chain.
We
Call
got,
him Chain. Key
we got to
Chain.
call you off the chain. I
I like that.
one.
Off the chain.
Select few call me Chains. That's noted.
Is it chains with the Z at the end or S?
For the people that know, they know.
Is
Hey, I like that.
So
But
Is it bolded or is it
what about the
underlined?
people
with-
who
the
wants to
people
know?
that matter know. People that want to know, they can ask. And then they can be one of the people that know.
Wow.
I'm sick of this dude and this.
Jeez. Just
You've
let
been
him know.
hitting haymakers lately. You
I'm just prepared.
Don DeMarcos,
Yeah.
huh? Don DeMarcos.
Prepared.
you on your smack white.
More like Beasley, if anybody.
Oh, in the background. That's what you.
Beasley,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
me.
whatever.
I think you'd be smacked.
No, I can't.
You gotta be Chico and Norms.
No, Skeeter got
Chico
the bald
and
head
Norbs.
that he
I'll
smack.
be Chico and Norbs.
He smack white.
I'll host the PGs.
He smack white. So how's everybody been? Everybody good? Feel like I haven't seen y'all. What's going on?
It's been like a week.
Yeah, I know it's a long time.
Aw.
The herd hasn't been together in what
We're all
6 days.
We're all
Yeah.
stampeding
It's about
on our lonely. So
Everybody good?
everybody's smooth, man.
playing.
Like I said off the mic, I just got offered a store supervisor position. Well,
That's
play
what's up.
interview. It's not legitimate yet, but
Mm.
we'll see how this goes.
I'm talking into existence.
Yeah, we
Oh,
will.
okay. So-
We did talk about
Need to
manifestations
talk
last
into
week.
Existence.
Mhm.
Excuse me?
Said you needed talking into existence.
Yeah, I do. Kiss my ass. You been alright? You cool?
But straight, man. Just trying to get a hold of this adult life, man. That's just about it. Making sure priorities are in order. Making sure I do some more saving. Make sure I get the crib in order. Trying to do some big things pretty soon.
My guy got the Rambo headband on
Feel me? Rambo 3 to be exact.
with
Because
the
that's
gold
my favorite movie.
sneaks. Yo, those sneakers made out of 24 karat, bro.
Nah, they made out of 24.
And
Goodwill.
this shit matches his chains too. He spent money.
Nah, this is just all trash.
Please.
That
How
you're
you been,
speaking
Nelly?
Right now.
I've been good. It's been a good work week. Enjoyed it. Got to celebrate some of our interns for their contributions to our company, so that's been exciting. They're also new viewers to our podcast, so shout out to Jimbo, shout out to Hannah, now
Mhm,
watching. It's been a good
mhm,
week, man. Got to see
mhm.
my godson. I'm happy, content.
How old is your godson now?
He is 2 years old, and he
Growing.
is really strong
Yeah,
and
man.
really fast, as I found out these past few days. So
Oh,
it's been fun to have him, be around him, and I'm happy. Get a good space,
Are you in like?
reserve
Are,
space.
are you in that mood to like?
That father fever that we
Yeah,
talked
that
about last
father
week?
fever that we talked about. That pregnant vibe that
I
you catching.
was until he like got up the hill and I had to chase him down, and I was like, that's not for me.
Oh, you
That's
don't
a
want to do
little
that
early.
24/7 is what you're saying.
Nah,
Ha,
I'm good.
ha,
But
ha.
like
Made
I
you
said, good space,
reconsider.
reserve space. Just kind of holding on to energy, just spreading it equally. Like just in a good space.
That's what's
So I'm
up.
glad I seen him.
Well, I got fixed, so I don't think I can have any babies. So that is what it is. Yeah, I got fixed.
fixed.
Shooting blanks. It
Please.
is what it is.
Yeah.
Understood.
back.
Did we ask about? Well, you did ask about your week. My bad. I was like, how's your? We did ask about your week though.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, huh? Oh, for me?
Yeah, for you, how was your week? Besides,
It's been cool. It's been a smooth work week. Pretty slow. But in the upcoming weeks, as the weather permits, we should be seeing more clientele and business. So time to make some cash at the Oyster Bar, Citizens Public House. Meet your boy Seti. I'm in there. Serve you. Bring whoever in. Got you.
so you don't wash his hands, so make sure
Yeah, I do.
when he serves you,
It's a safety policy.
make sure he has
Just
sanitizer
because
right by him.
Just because you don't put your
Fingernails are dirty.
Don't put your disgusting tactics attached to my name. I'm clean, baby.
Whatever you say. Any 2 cents on recent events?
Anything happen?
I think I got one.
NBA Finals game. Raptors up 3-1. Are they going to close it out? No, they're not.
Could have sworn you were for the Warriors. You said
They're
the
not.
Warriors
Exactly.
gonna
Like,
win?
what's up with you on this
Then-
back and forth?
What?
So last week you picked the Warriors in game 2 and they did win, but I could have sworn like before you had picked the Warriors
You picked the Warriors for the
picked the
whole
Warriors.
thing.
Yeah,
because we did a matchup and you picked the Warriors.
Yeah.
So how's that panning out for you right now?
They're down 3-1.
Right.
The
Oh, all right.
series not
But you
over.
said you had highlighted the Raptors 3-1 like you picked them.
Facts.
I know. No, I'm just saying. I just highlighted.
I
it
don't come
because
over here
that's-
now. Stay
that's-
on your side.
I am.
We don't
I'm
want
not.
you
I'm not
over here.
refuting
Raptors
for my
game.
point. Warriors in 7.
They're gonna have to, but
Yeah, man. It's a 3-1 comeback.
Who?
Warriors.
we'll find out.
Katie's not ready, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
He got no calf. Boogie runs like he hasn't worked out in 7 months.
Yeah,
Shout out to Boogie, though.
he need to
Boogie
whip
did
himself
good.
back
Draymond
in
is
shape.
screaming at everybody.
He's tight. He got to do more than what he bargained for. Hey,
I
that just
told
come
you,
with the game.
can't nobody mess with Kawhi. Whatever.
Yeah, go.
That's a different. That's a different
That's
topic.
That's my sense on Tucson.
Gotcha. You got one.
Yeah, I do have one. I just recently seen that somebody ran down on 50 Cent and tried to
Oh,
and tried to
yeah.
and tried to like what he tried to rap for him.
He
Or
tried to
something.
put him
That-
onto
like-
his, like
Yeah.
his
Follow
like,
my IG.
yeah,
So
he tried
I'm
to put
thinking.
him
So
onto social media.
all right. So my initial
Yo,
thoughts.
Phil,
on it,
follow
right?
my IG. What you gonna hit me? Follow my IG.
That's what he said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't see the video?
Yeah.
But my thing
He's about
is,
to square up.
I think people take too much advantage of trying to seize an opportunity and not thinking things way through. Cause that thing could have went
way south.
real the baby like
Went
real
way south.
real quick. I just didn't understand that or whatever. Then I like zoomed in on the video and they was about to like square up or something like that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
The
But
guy's lucky Monster wasn't there. Monster's 50 Cent's bodyguard, and he's official. Like,
Oh, yeah?
real thorough dude. So, yeah.
Nah, 50
coulda-
Cent was about to fold that guy.
50 Cent alone was about to, but like if Monster was there,
That's crazy. Listen,
Would've
I
been
just want to
ugly.
give a little bit of advice. Stop running down on celebrities, please.
They're everyday people.
Please.
They're everyday people just
Still
like us.
live and breathe just like us. You will get smacked probably. If we're ever celebrities ever, and you run down on us,
Do
it
not.
might go a certain way. I'm just letting you know.
Do not.
Police might get involved.
do it.
okay.
I won't lay hands. I'll just dial that number.
I was really sitting on seeing what you were about to say.
Yeah,
after that.
no,
Like,
I'm
if
not
you run
raising
down
no.
on us,
No,
I'm like,
I don't want to
You
scuff no kicks or nothing
Okay.
like
You
that.
calling the police?
Facts. Calling the police.
I
I'm
don't
from
know.
Dedham. This is what we do. So it is what it is.
Oh no. You might have to depart after this.
Hey, do you? Any
I'll-
2 cents on recent events for you?
Yeah, just shout out to everybody for Pride Week. Also Pride this weekend. It's been really exciting to see just people kind of gather
yeah.
together and kind of pull for what they believe in.
Shout
So that's
out
been
to
good to
y'all.
see. Also, not a 2 cents on recent events, but for the people trying to create like a street parade, just go jump off of something. Just
They
do
made a
that.
what?
They're trying to get a street parade going on.
Are they not comfortable with their own like?
So I think just because we get to celebrate gay pride, they want to celebrate
How
straight pride.
ballsy.
Yeah,
Who
Like-
celebrate that every day? What would you?
exactly.
Who the
That's-
hell do you think you are to? First, who came up with the idea? Like, where did that branch from?
It
Is
was
that
like-
city funded? Is that like?
Oh, I don't
Is that like a real
don't
thing?
Sound
Like,
like
I'm
a city
confused.
funded.
Just a bunch of idiots who try to bring it to city council, I think, or something like that.
They tried to bring it to
Jackasses.
city council.
Yeah,
Asses.
The point that I'm
donkeys.
trying to make is just that people who are gay have just been being prosecuted and just going through a lot of stuff that people who are heterosexual haven't, and so to try to have a straight parade,
Make it a
is
Me Too.
pretty-
Yeah, it sounds like a Me Too
you kidding
movement, a Me Too
Stop.
movement type of thing. That's not really.
That just sounds like you're just not comfortable in your masculinity.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Can I add another 2 cents on recent events?
Go for it, Ken.
So I noticed a few dispensaries have opened this past weekend. I know yesterday down like going towards Brookline, there was a line out the ass
I've been open.
over there. It was
I've been open.
what that dispensary over there.
Brooklyn, yeah.
I know they had reserve lines and then a line
Mhm.
just for people just walking up just to
Wow.
just to see. Maybe that is the new movement for
It is not. Stick to your.
good investment.
know, you
pretty
know.
soon. I
Stick
don't
to,
know.
You know,
Well,
beat that
that's-
street price, but you like keep that keep that off air.
I guess that's it for the 2 cents on recent. Anybody else got any current things that they nah?
No.
All right, people. So I kind of like this topic that we have today. This is
That might be the best episode yet.
probably yeah. This
Mixing
one
with a lot,
this one might open up some things a little bit. This is when
Excuse me?
we get the pause. This is when we get the
Don't pause. You can't like talk about the straight parade and then you pause.
Yeah, because I don't like how Skeeter like. Yeah, so today's episode is Culture Cookout. So we have pretty good questions and everything of that nature pertaining to Culture Cookout. So who wants to start it off with their first thing for today? Is it would it be it was the music?
No,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Or you want to go into that?
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me.
Go for it now.
Yeah, so I think one of the first things we were going to talk about is just kind of entrepreneurship and just how we had seen it. We felt like this is something that's been developing over the past few years, stuff like that. We thought it was relevant, and so we just wanted to bring it for discussion. And so with that being said, just one of the questions I had was just what developments have you seen in the growth of entrepreneurship?
I feel like developments, you mean like new startup businesses?
New startup businesses are just like things that you've been able to notice and monitor from afar.
I feel like through social media, there's been a lot of startup companies, more so of merchandise. People also have promotion companies if you want to get your company off the ground. There's a lot of, like I said, there's merchandise, there's promotion, there's also a lot of what you call it, fit pages.
Yeah,
you know, to get to get that up. I actually know a few people who's getting that off of the ground right now.
You should shout out one of them. I think I know.
It's OJ Fit.
OJ Fit.
What's going on, OJ Fit?
Jizzle.
He actually built like Rambo.
I seen
and
him
Terry
the
Crews
other day at Roxbury Crossing. He ran up on me at the ATM.
Actually, yeah, we ever said he seen you. That's what's up.
Big shout out and support to OJ Fit. He's been supporting us for a while now.
Yeah, he has,
I know he had a
has.
camp or a date or a class this morning, so shout out to OJ.
OJ, I'll come to one of your camps. I just need to prepare first because that's death
Same.
that you run. So we're just gonna hold off on that. But no, I think
It's a death camp.
Facts. I just think, you know, there's a lot of startups through social media, and I think a lot of people are taking more notice to being entrepreneurs, and getting a sense of where they can start and how they can get it off the ground. So,
Very true.
yeah.
Just to bounce off of him, everything is just technology based now. We're in an era where everything is just revolves around technology, so you're able to have access to do your research to really, again, get yourself off the ground. And again, with social media, that also enhances your audience. It shows you where you can target. It shows you where your competition is. And that's pretty much the thing to go by now, pushing for your own business, just creating generations of money within yourself and within your family and within your community. So that's the way to go.
Yeah. Some just recent developments I've been able to see is people are kind of sick and tired of just dealing with the 9 to 5 and just kind of taking life as it's been given. So a lot of people are taking matters into their own hands. I have a friend named Ty who's like a LAS technician, and she's been able to create a business out of that. And once upon a time, she was working at a hospital and just had like long hours. It was really hard for her to just kind of do what she wanted to do. And now she kind of lives life on her terms to some extent. So I've just been able to see people kind of take life by the hands and really do what their passion is and just like be able to monetize it. I just also feel like so many things are more accessible. Like we were able to do our podcast off an app for the free, like before we started doing this.
But we do realize it takes time to get the good flow going. It takes a lot of research,
Definitely
a lot of homework.
I think Skeeta. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go.
I think Skeeta had mentioned that with just some of the analytics. You kind of get to see and target what audience is listening, what platforms are listening the most.
Right.
By the way, Apple Podcasts is 55%. Like that's our majority of our audience.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Apple.
Sponsorship. No?
Hopefully,
bring it.
Right. So people have really been kind of taking their own kind of faith into their own hands and just being able to monetize it. So that's some of the development that I had seen through, and it's a good development to see. So
it's still booming too.
Yeah.
And then entrepreneurs get younger and younger,
as they should.
every single year. There's always different things to make money off of. There's always good things to invent and to make things easy. And I notice a lot of these companies, they make things easier for people.
Yeah.
It's easier to get in contact with them. It's a more intimate thing when they start up these small
Everything's
businesses.
accessible.
They're
Yeah.
more hands-on.
Yeah.
We just trying to make that break that societal molds. Like we're tired of living within society's constraints. About that time to break that mold. So entrepreneurship, that's where it's at.
Entrepreneurship is definitely just a great alternative to college, and like we spoke about that last week, where it's like the not end all be all. It's not the highest level of success. Like they're all alternatives, and
Right.
entrepreneurship has been probably one of the leading ones. Like you can still create wealth for yourself without the education, but you still need to be educated in some way.
Right, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think what we were trying to say last week.
You always need to know the
So-
back end of things, so that'll always help you going forward. So
Are you more aware and do you support black businesses? Yes.
I don't feel like there's enough support for black businesses. I feel like we talk about them a lot,
Yeah,
but I don't feel like the support is there
Yeah.
consistently.
Right.
I'm not supporting black businesses. Well, I should be careful when I say that. I'm very selective about the black businesses that I choose to support.
Why?
If I feel so, I have a friend who does art. Her name is Balaji, a really intelligent, beautiful young lady, actually studying, I think, law at like Princeton. She went to Harvard.
Jesus.
So yeah, I know.
Princeton?
She's up there.
Yeah, she's doing law. I think is it Princeton or Yale?
need
I
a
think it's
lawyer.
Yale. My mistake. I believe it's Yale.
What's
I
her
need a
name?
lawyer.
Her name is Balaji.
Balaji.
I try to put
That's
her
exotic.
tag in there a
Law
little bit
Associates
later.
of Balaji. That's her.
Hi, Balaji.
Yeah. So I know her. She has like this art thing. She does art and she sells her art. Now the thing about it is like the profits that she makes, there's a certain percentage that goes back into schools for like kids in the inner city. Now I'm more willing to support that business, knowing that she's just not getting rich off of me, but she's putting it into the community.
I see what you're saying.
So if you just like expect me to give you my money so you can get some Gucci bag, I'm not supporting your business. I
Yeah.
need to know what else is it that you're gonna do
I see.
to help our community that needs support.
I
Right.
see.
So I'm selective about the businesses that I choose. Like I'm just not doing it because I know you.
But
But what are you doing to help?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at me like that. Now I'm all for the support. I do agree with Keith. There do need to be more support. It's more than, well, initially we should all be thankful. A double tap on IG, that's love. But just showing up at the pop up, even if you're not purchasing anything, just to show face, just to let you know, like, hey, I stand behind with what you're doing. That's support within itself as well, and I'm pretty sure that will be appreciated, whether it be clothes, whether it be selling kicks, artwork, or whatever it is, just to show face and just to let them know that you're standing behind them. Whatever
Can
you may
do.
do.
Be like negative too though? Like if
Facts.
you like, I feel like we try to support businesses, but if your business sucks, I just feel like I wouldn't. I would be doing you a disservice
Yeah,
for me not to be like, hey, listen, these are some things that need some improvement. Like even our podcast, we gotten some criticisms, just like, oh, like I can't hear you, or just stuff
Yep.
like that. We wouldn't be a better podcast without some type of realistic feedback.
But so like
And so I feel like a lot of times people hide like that negative stuff that could benefit certain businesses. So I just
That's
wonder
true.
if we could help.
well, going off of that, I don't think people embrace the negative. I think
Okay.
people only want to hear positive things
Yep.
because they feel as if you put your 2 cents into whatever they have doing, and it's and like for example, if we put our 2 cents into something and it's really constructive, they take it the wrong way, and they feel as if it's for one hating
soft.
or
Yeah.
This
another
generation's
one
full of
is
softies.
Quicker
they always
people
have
to
to
say hate.
they have to rebuttal, like, why don't you why don't you do this then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why
Instead
don't
of
you
actually,
rap?
Soft
'cause I know I'm not
served
good
off
at
You
the
know what I'm
ice
saying?
cream
Like,
trucks.
just-
Soft.
just take 5 minutes to just listen out, and then maybe
Yeah.
whatever you hear can help you in the long run.
Be
You know what I'm saying? So
optimistic.
I fully
Yeah.
agree with you. I think negative support.
I
That's
guess
what you call it.
it's
the
a
negative.
contradicting thing. It's an oxymoron, but no,
Yeah.
to an extent, negative support I think is helpful. Just to give somebody some objective or some constructive feedback is really, really healthy for any business or
think-
But
yeah.
we all
venture
like,
to go.
so are we all on the same page? We do notice an influx of black businesses circling
Yeah.
around the city.
Yeah.
Are we
yeah.
proud from that standpoint?
But what I want to stop doing though is we are aware of black businesses, but my thing is don't boycott designer brands or other companies when something is going on. Then you speak on the black business, and then afterwards you don't hear nothing else after that. You see what I'm saying?
You just want to be consistent.
Yeah,
with
Like
true.
be consistent. If you want to do this, do this. Don't do it and then speak on it
Right,
just to
and
get a
then-
good following or.
Buy Gucci sweater.
You know what I'm
the next
saying?
day.
And then 6 months later, here we are back in the middle of the store, and I'm not boycotting on designer brand. I need all that designer, especially if
Yeah.
it's my first time buying it.
Oh, fuck that.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do.
I'm boycott designer, but like I've been broke for a while now, so it's not really by choice. But yeah,
It is what it is.
In what ways can people support one another and help empower the community?
Yeah. I think we were able to touch on it with some of
Yeah.
the stuff that we said, just kind of some of the constructive feedback given it to businesses, just being real with people. Like, I'm not supporting this business because I don't feel like you're helping anybody else. Like, I'm all for giving somebody my money, but if it's just for you to get rich or buy designer stuff
For your own benefit.
I'm not doing that. Like, I
Fuck
need to know what it
daddy.
is that you're willing to do with this money to help build up this environment that we live in. And if you're not doing that, then I'm not buying whatever product it is.
So what if they're what if they're doing all of these things but they're doing all these things to make their company a lot better than what it is? Would the support still be there?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say it's starting off of IG, right?
Mhm.
Then all of a sudden they get a good following, they making good money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they switch locations, get a building behind it, and
Yeah.
get a storefront and stuff like that. Would that
Yeah.
be another way for you to support them to let you know that they're going in the right direction?
I'm all for progress. I mean, people need to build. You can't be on IG forever.
Yeah.
So if you develop it into your own shop, like that's fine. But keep
Mhm.
that shop in the community where we can kind of build around that.
I
With,
see.
You know, stake equity
So
what's inside.
So don't get
Things.
Hollywood with it.
Exactly. And just like take
I see.
off. Like I just need to know what it is that you're willing to do
Mhm.
with my money to help build our environment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a list of things that we can do to empower people, but the main thing is people need to listen.
Mm-hmm.
We're too in competition with each other. That's the big problem. We're in a competition to go nowhere.
It's competition, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's I don't know what to call it, to be honest with you. I feel like
Yeah.
if they have something out there, you support it, right? You put something out there, you kind of
Yeah.
look for the support, but it's not there how you were supporting it before. You know what I'm saying?
A
So I
little
don't.
bit.
I feel like, so let's say if you have a business going on, right,
Yep.
and you put it out there, I'm supporting it. It's word of mouth now. I'm putting it
Mhm.
here, I'm promoting it here. Then if I get something going, it's only being promoted as little as possible.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's not reciprocated in some
Okay.
senses amongst
Yeah.
a lot of businesses that are just starting up and a lot of things that people want to do. So
Kind of show the same respect and appreciation.
just
and support
that's it.
okay.
That's it. If there's the same level of respect across the board,
You can build one. You can build off of each other.
the more the
Mhm.
partnerships are everlasting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Strengthen the foundation. We're not unified enough. If we become unified, just from a respect standpoint, like, listen, I don't know you threw a hole in the wall, but I respect what you're doing, and here's what I'm bringing to the table. Let's link up and like put up a pop-up shop for the neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, set up shop for like for organic soap or something. Like, you know what I mean? Just something to be encouraging.
I'm all with-
for the young kids and.
I'm all unified, just not with everybody though.
Yeah.
It's just some people who just might not.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
some
fucking
people don't
doing
mesh
that,
with
no.
business
Mm,
and money.
Now keep that shit to yourself. I'm gonna do me, and then
Yeah.
if we meet in the middle somewhere, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Everybody ain't meant to be worked with. Everybody ain't meant to partner up with other people.
Right.
Some people just have no business running a business either. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's just something they thought of, and then some people are just in it for the wrong reasons as
Right.
well too. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Bingo.
that's
So let's talk about music.
Okay. So just kind of culture and music. Or what we see.
it's
state
gonna be an
of music
interesting
today.
topic because the flavors of music
Yeah.
and my thought on direction is different
Yeah.
than yours and yours.
We all have different preferences.
Yeah.
And tastes.
We all got different
you know.
preferences.
Yeah.
Cause I listen to everything.
Yeah, we noticed.
Hey, it is what it is. You gotta expand your horizons. You gotta blossom into like a little flower.
So, the first question is, why as consumers do we not take the time to digest music? What exactly do you mean by digest music, though?
To really sit down and really flush through an album track by track, spending quality time listening to an album. I feel like because there's so much of an influx and rapid output of music, it's just like, all right, I gotta listen to this shit. Oh wait, this shit just came out. All right, let me just listen to this. There's not like, we're not spending quality time to like really flush through an album anymore. Everything is just so rapid now. Singles coming out, mixtapes coming out. Everything's like, oh shit, I gotta catch up. I probably, over the past year, I probably haven't listened to like 5 albums that was probably released within the last year. Like 5 good albums that was been put out by whoever. I still haven't listened to it yet because there's so much other shit that's out that I'm catching up on. I don't even listen to music like that anymore, to be quite honest. I'm just so focused on
I see.
shit.
Because
but it's just like, you know what I mean?
you feel like there's a song being put out every second.
Every second, so
on
it's,
a minute.
it's hard to like sit and like flush through a good album. Like Jim Jones album was like the first album I actually listened to front to back. That time in the car, that's my second time listening to it. But like that's like the first time in a while digesting that. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of just like cutting it off after the third track and like going to a whole new album.
Well, he's a household name. So if Jim Jones, Cameron, if anybody like them drops an album, you're gonna want to sit there and listen to something because maybe it sounds like something that you was a fan of before.
Right.
The reason why I don't digest music is because all this shit is hot basura. This is trash.
You don't like Jim Jones?
No. I'm not talking. I'm not talking in the sense of liking Jim Jones. I'm just talking about certain things that are put out there. Everything sounds too much.
Yeah.
It's just there's no. My ears aren't getting any different feelings for it. So I can't sit there and digest this music. I don't want to come off as an old head hater or whatever, but I can't get into it. It's just like you said earlier with technology, things are more accessible and they're able to put music out there a lot more, and no matter what it sounds like. So I can't digest something that I know for a fact is trash. But what I consider trash could be considered golden to y'all. So I don't. This is why I can't digest music in a sense. So
yeah, I can't really digest music. Well, in general, people can't digest music because their attention span is kind of low now. Like, we're quick to go to the next thing. So Jim Jones's album came out, and then next week I think Tyler the Creator's album came out. Like, it's just so hard to pay attention to one when something else comes out, and I think that's just the natural like human in us.
Don't you think that's been going on though? Like,
it's been going on for a while now. But also the market is so oversaturated with everybody else that like I just don't have time to listen to everybody.
Facts.
Like, and these YouTube rappers now, that's such an epidemic. There's little Zen, there's little whoever, like everybody raps. Like, you could probably name 10 people that you know who rap. Like, I can't listen to everybody's project, and I just don't want to listen to everybody's project. I don't
listen to this shit either.
So now I just kind of select quality or just like a history of success and a body of work, and I'll listen to that. But I'm just not prone to listening to new rappers because I don't want to. Like, I just feel like they're not good.
That's fair.
Well, I stick to what I know.
Right, and like you're comfortable with that.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm not digesting so much music anymore. I just go with what I know. Like, if this was a good meal before, then it's probably gonna be a good meal again. And like, I'm gonna listen to that like song, that album, that artist.
I know I don't digest music because when I get around younger people and they throw out names and songs, I be like, what the hell is that? What is y'all singing? Yeah. And they be like, what? You don't know that, bro? Yeah. I'm like, nah, I don't know who that is. Like, who is it? Yeah. Oh, you old, you wash, you need to get hip. And I said, did you listen to this shit right here?
Yeah, you gotta know we're in a whole different era
now. Basura.
That Kanye song with Melly, I thought that was Chance the Rapper. I had never heard of Melly before. I was like, who the hell
But
is
that's
this?
another thing.
And
everybody sounds alike.
Oh man, like I'm done.
That's a good song. I like that song.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's clever.
What matters in hip hop today?
How many followers you have? Probably. At once upon a time, like, you really had to be lyrical in order to just kind of be an artist. There were certain bars, entendres, just certain setup schemes that we appreciated. Like, you knew it took talent to do that. Now you just really need a catchy melody, and you could probably get on. If you get a following, you get a buzz.
Or you get
like
you
could drop any type of album. Like, that's just what it is.
So
it's not substance anymore. Like, I can tell you that does not matter.
Songs go for like 2 minutes now.
Yeah. Everything's about image now. Yeah. Like, if I'm looking from a label standpoint, I'm looking like nowadays. I'm looking for who got that image. How can I mold this person and put out an image that I want? Like, okay, this guy's all thugged out from Florida. All right, just throw a whole bunch of gold chains on him, gold teeth.
Stereotypical thing that
works.
Yeah,
exactly. And just talk about ignorant shit. Like, that's from a label standpoint nowadays, and it sucks because they're literally utilizing these kids as mules. Like, these kids don't know what they're walking themselves into. Like, it sucks from that standpoint. But for me personally, hip hop is based off the elements, like the essence, lyrical content, pushing out like substantial messages, DJing, dancing. Back to that. That's what hip hop really means. That's what counts. But in today's sense, it's just practically image.
But Skeeter, you listen to you listen to about all the new songs that are out there today, right?
Kinda, sorta.
Kind of, or you do?
Kind of.
I feel like you do.
I'm not like I listen to some. Yeah, yeah.
So, what matters in today for you when you're listening to this new sound of music?
Your flow has to be rapid, catchy melodies over auto tune.
Really?
Yep.
What? I was gonna ask what matters to you. I don't think I heard you say that.
That's
I
the
don't know
majority.
what the hell matters to me
That's the
anymore.
that's the
with-
patent thing right now.
I don't know. There's a specific category that I stick to and will always stick to, and that's music with substance.
Mhm.
Not necessarily have to be lyrical. It has to be something that is worthy of playback, is worthy of me to not feel like an idiot,
Yeah.
to not sound dumb or anything like that. It's just I honestly don't know. I don't know. Like to hip hop to me, or music today for me is substance.
Mm-hmm.
It's I like beats,
Mhm.
but I also like wordplay.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just something that I would always stick with. I can't really I don't like stepping out of that zone. Probably when I'm
Out in the bar or something, it's more enjoyable.
yeah, like having I like to rap a whole verse and to see exactly what they talking about, or to see what nice ass bar they about to have next, or just the whole 8 bars or 16s that they have now is just what I like. What I like, I prefer more underground hip hop than I do anything that's mainstream.
Yep.
So
How would you define the state of hip hop today? I would say it's evolving. It's like everything's just everything.
can
'Cause
you
you get-
devolve?
Huh? Nah, you can't devolve.
You can't devolve.
Can't go
Nah.
backwards.
Why
once you
not?
evolve.
Backwards.
Can like butterflies go back to being caterpillars?
Can we go back to being 10? Can I go back to having hair? I don't think so.
We should have something
Can
to
I
do
go
that.
back to get my fro back? I don't fucking think so.
I don't think we can like go backwards.
I don't want to see you with a fro. Actually, we got too used
I
to
had that
bald
Kyrie
head.
fro.
What?
I had the Kyrie fro. You remember?
You had the Stephen A. Smith fro. I don't know
Nah,
about the
I don't
Kyrie.
have- my shit was receding. I had a Kyrie fro.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's evolving. Everything just comes full circle. I think real rap is coming back, and the state of hip hop that it's in today is slowly trickling away. And it's gonna be a whole new wave of people, a whole new wave of young lyricists, young artists coming back, bringing back the essence. So you just gotta let everything. You just gotta be with the times. You just gotta just flow with it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think there's a lane or a genre for young kids to be creative, and I think they have a voice in hip hop, which has really been exciting to see. But I feel like hip hop needs like a big brother, or just like people who are guardians of like the genre, and like people who can. There's no development. I feel like you just get
but-
these young kids and they just do what they do, but there's no
It's there.
development. Is it?
I feel like it's there. I feel like they just don't look for it though.
Oh no, it's definitely like available.
Oh,
Don't get me
okay.
wrong. Yeah. But I just don't feel like development is there in artists. Like once they kind of have like a lane, they just kind of stick with it and put out whatever they can. But I think hip hop needs like a big brother, somewhat of J. Cole, who like I'm not the biggest fan of. But I just think they need people who can kind of give them guidance. Like, all right, well, if this is the album you did, then maybe this is how you should grow, or maybe you should look for this, or I just feel like guidance.
I just feel like skill equals longevity. If you're able to switch it up,
No one has skill.
it just.
Yeah.
I think if you can name like 5 people that have skill or that are actually dope rappers,
Yeah.
and that are actually still pushing and kicking today.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? It's just you got to be creative as well too. I don't feel like there's not a lot of
Yeah.
creativeness within
Yeah.
today's hip hop. I think it's only in specifics to one type of genre now.
Mm.
I feel like female hip hop, female femcs, I feel like they're the ones making a comeback, and they're actually standing their ground in
Megan
today's
Thee
hip hop.
Stallion.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I
Stallion,
pick
I-
her over
Cardi.
Goodness
everybody.
grief.
Over everybody.
Nah, Rap City still holds that crown.
Facts. That's
Sorry.
queen right there.
That's Queen. That's Queen Mother.
That's
right
the,
now.
but there's a few female artists
Yeah.
out there that are bringing that sense
Mhm.
back, but only
Yeah.
with them. With us, it's like
Mm-hmm.
what else is
Whatever.
out there versus other than your usual household
Yeah.
names. You see,
Just-
you have your Meek Mill, you have your Wale's, your J. Cole's, your Kendrick Lamar's.
Jay somewhere.
You see,
Yeah.
Hove still.
He's a Billy. He's
First,
a
let me
billionaire.
Let me say
Got
this.
that
I gotta-
Billy.
I
I
gotta
really
get
thought
this-
it was Dr. Dre too, but I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I just
I
wanted to
think
say
it's
this.
close.
I miss the Jay-Z
with the New York fitted.
with the New York fitted. I don't like this Jay-Z
Come on,
with the J. Cole hair.
Cornelius, you feel me?
I don't like Dr. Cornelius Hove. Like I'm not
You
on
gotta
Frederick Douglass
You gotta respect it.
Jigga.
dog.
I don't know.
But we talk
Feel me?
about growth and development. I mean, he's growing,
growing, yeah,
so you
right.
gotta appreciate.
Growing in what
that
sense? He's just
level.
coming
Up-
back
Well,
rapping.
he's
Upper
grown his hair,
echelon.
and then he's grown financially.
He's
Like
upper
he's,
Jay-Z,
echelon.
please come back. Please, you and Nas. Just drop something that's worth hitting. Like, come on, man. But the state of hip hop, that's what it's declining to me.
okay.
It's declining to me.
That's
I can't
interesting.
listen to none. I'd rather listen to Kirk Franklin,
No,
his
you
greatest hits, featuring Bobby Brown. That's all I'm saying.
Fair say. Okay.
won't. Media coverage.
Yeah, that's something we want to talk about. Media coverage in our culture is pretty big.
So for media coverage, is media coverage in a high demand?
It always is.
I feel like media coverage will always be in high demand. Why?
What do you mean by media coverage?
Technology is at an all-time fucking high.
It's-
There's no
but
way you're getting away with anything.
it's
There's
not
way
even-
you're being
it's-
discreet without eyes on you. There's cameras everywhere.
Well, yeah, in that
There's somebody
sense, yeah,
recording everywhere. There's blogs. There's cameramen out there that just want clout. They looking for anything to put out there without it being truthful. Whatever is hot, regardless of what it is, they're gonna push a narrative without it being truthful, just to get it out there, just to receive an audience, just to receive a following.
But the audience, the audience also looks to media coverage a lot in terms of looking into people's lifestyles,
That's the problem.
looking into people and what they do on an everyday basis when it comes to music, who they talking to, who they in a relationship with, all the tea, all the drama. I feel like it's looked to more than the actual artist and the actual genre.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
I feel like they'll look to that before they actually look onto somebody else's page. If somebody's covering something, you always seeing people putting their 2 cents into somebody's life like they actually there with them. So I think media coverage is in a high demand in specifics to that.
Like high demand, just like I keep getting confused with the high demand part.
Like in high demand is they demand to see or to look into somebody's life through what. So for example, what they had media takeout before,
Yeah.
and now they have the shade room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So to me, that's media coverage in a sense because the shade room can actually look into something, put an article out there, and here you have 1 million people looking into it. So I think it's in the high demand because people look to see what the next thing is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe that to be true. I mean, I think when you have people who get paid off of clicks, you want to put out the most juiciest story that you have. And so what Skeeta said earlier, it's not about being right anymore. It's more about being first. Like, who's the first one to put out
Facts.
the story? But I also just feel like, I mean, what you see in media is tied to the artist now, or the movie entertainer, whoever it is. Like, that's a big portion of who you are outside of whatever genre it is that you do well. Like, that's a part of it. Like, that's a part of your brand. And people get big off of that. Like, we know 50 Cent and his brand because he's beat up people, like, outside of rap. And so we know that. But, yeah, I think it's in high demand. But because there's clickbait and people get paid off of clicks,
Yeah.
like, it's necessary.
Clickbait is at an all-time high right now. I think I seen something on the Queens Flip podcast joint, and then it was they had 40 Cal and they had JR right up there. So I guess they had released a song, and it was like something verse Dipset or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And he was saying to Queens Flip like, "Nah, it's clickbait, and we ain't
It's not
stirring up
real.
no issue. We
Yeah.
want you to think something's going on until you click on it. That's basically getting our views up and getting our audience members in tune with everything. You know what I'm saying? So
They just did that recently with Mike Tyson's podcast. They had Whack 100 like stage a fight, and so there's like this like impersonator of Mike Tyson who it's hilarious if you get a chance to see it.
wait,
But
what?
Yeah, so okay, just to make the story short and keep us moving, Whack 100 went on Mike Tyson's podcast called like the Hot Boxing Podcast, and so they had staged like a fight just to kind of like because it was coming up, the interview was coming up, so they wanted to publicize it before it got released, and like they staged a fight. It's really just this impersonator doing Mike Tyson, yelling,
crazy.
spitting, but it's hilarious. But yeah, so like that's being done to get more clicks and just to drum up like promotion.
Maybe we should stir up some shit right quick to get
Yeah, we should.
to get 1,000 people to
We should.
just show up right quick.
Right in the middle of downtown.
No, any place but downtown, please. I'd rather be in Copley or somewhere. So the next one is what is it that you see on TV in terms of media and specifics? How does TV media impact perceptions on
negativity? Clearly, you see the scope that our people is under constantly. This was put out there on the news, on anywhere, on any news outlet, any channel. What replaced up as is our mugshot. Oh, what did this person do? Long list of that. They see us out on the street. Let me just walk across. Don't know what this person's gonna do. You don't even know me through a hole in the wall. You just seen what they put up on TV. Get a chance to talk to me for 10 minutes. I might tell you some shit that you ain't never heard in your life. That might be, you know what I mean? Like that's so everything's just negativity on TV. I don't even bother. CNN, Fox News, all of that shit.
I mean, there's some bias in that. I also think the way you carry yourself is gonna be how people perceive you as well. Like I know I have certain biases. If I had seen some Caucasian male with a long trench coat on, I might cross the street too. So I think it's how you carry yourself and present yourself as well that counts. There's
go ahead.
There's a lot of negativity. I mean, we have a lot of shows that depict us in a terrible light, like Love and Hip Hop. All the ratchet shows, like Black Ink.
Yeah.
Black Ink. There's always something kind of ratchet going on. I think that puts us in a negative light.
On Marriage Boot Camp.
Yeah. Wait. No. But yeah, so we have these stereotypes that we're constantly battling outside in society, and then they're being portrayed on media. Like I miss the Huxtables. Like I miss anything that's positive. And now you have Blackish and Grownish, which is kind of being that positive image that we want to see, but all you see is reality TV, and we're just not depicted in the best light. So
I'm a fan of negative ratchet stuff, TV, but in a funny sense. In a funny sense, not in a reality sense. Like I'm for it. I just don't like how it paints an image on people. Just like you said with Love and Hip Hop and things like that. These people can be great people outside of that, but what the camera catches is who we think that they are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the same thing with the Black Ink crew and stuff like that. I think it paints an image of drama, and it paints an image of, okay, this is how they really act. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that in a sense at all. I don't like for people to look in and then automatically think that they know something about you. So that's just my thoughts on TV media. So the final question is, what have you noticed about our culture and how it pertains to other races and cultures?
It's lit to be black. It's
infectious.
Exciting. Yeah.
It's dangerous, but it's lit.
Very dangerous.
I love it.
I think at the same time, though, it's like dangerous. I think we really create the wave a lot of times. A lot of stuff that you think is cool or popping, I think a lot of it comes from our influence, whether it be through hip-hop or what have you. So I think we've had a big effect on other cultures. It's a little concerning, though, because there's people outside of our culture that, pick and choose when it's convenient to be ratchet or ghetto, and I don't like that. Like everybody's ratchet and ghetto when it's convenient, or when you want to turn up. Like I don't like that idea of people acting a certain way because it's fun, but then when like shit gets real, it's like, oh no, that's not really me. Like no, you gotta live this life. Like, like people who are ratchet and ghetto are that 24/7. You can't pick and choose when you want to be this. Like be who you are 24/7. I think a lot of people outside our culture think it's a joke. I think it's a game. Like until shit gets real. So
you look at it them as this being like a part-time thing that they do.
Yeah, they do it as an excuse, but they use it as an excuse, like, oh yeah, like I'm ratchet because I can do something grossly or grotesque or something that's not admirable, and like but I was being ratchet at the time, or like oh I'm being hood. It's like okay, but there's people who do that 24/7, and like they don't have that choice like you do, and so I don't like that. But yeah,
I think I fully agree. In a sense, I do think that it's a positive impact as well too, because there's a lot of cultures out there that you wouldn't even believe are huge fans of certain things that are going on, especially with music, especially with entertainment, especially with style, fashion, and things of that nature. It reaches a certain audience in many different places, and I don't want to say that they try to replicate it, but they try to ease their way into this type of style you know, with us and things of that nature. So I think
Yeah.
I think it's a positive impact
Yeah.
in some aspects of it, but other aspects, I fully agree with what you're saying.
I don't mind people being fans. I
Mhm.
mind when you're not about it and you choose when and which you're gonna be part of our culture. Like I don't like that. So either you're a fan, you admire from the outside, or you in this. Like that's how I feel.
Pick a side, move around.
So what you think?
Our culture's infectious, but again, just to bounce off you guys, sometimes it goes for the wrong reason. It's all for convenience. Sometimes people outside of our culture use it as convenience. They see what's going on Twitter. They see what's going on IG. Just like the twerking thing. Like, you remember the twerk team? Remember we was first introduced to the twerk team back on MySpace, bro. They first started that, and you see where it's at now. They have like whole classes, like twerk classes, twerk workout classes.
It's like
There's nothing but,
choreographed
like,
twerk routines,
Right.
like
I
that.
remember. It's hard to forget.
But there's a bunch like the classes is full of like blondies. No offense, but some of them can move. But it's just
But
like,
it's,
you know
there's
what I mean?
different people in there. It's,
Yeah,
it's
of
all
course.
types of
But
different.
you see where it's branched from and see where it's at now. Like you see what you see the timeline of where it started and where it's at now. Like, you know what I mean? It's just don't use it for convenience.
Gotcha.
Leave it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, people they use it for lifestyle, man. They use it for lifestyle. So
Who's
ahead.
invited to the
Yeah.
cookout?
So we have a good segment. This last segment, we're gonna not cancel, but we're gonna delay our moment of clarity for the sake of having a fun segment. So today's episode is called Culture Cookout, and so we are inviting people to the cookout. But in order to be invited for the cookout, the idea is that you got to be either trying to better the culture in a sense, or doing something to help the culture progress. So we have a list of 3 people each. I think we got a good list. Who
yes,
wants
we
to
do.
I
Exactly.
substituted 2 people. Mine is all woman based.
Yes, this is all woman based. He did substitute some
Sucker, that's why.
beginning in our pre-production meeting that we had.
He went the safe route.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this.
No.
Yeah, he did go safe.
Whatever.
To begin with.
He was safe with it.
How?
So we have some people. We're either gonna yay or nay them, kind of give our reasoning as to why they're invited to the cookout or not. All right. Who's gonna start us off?
Keys.
Way to put him on the spot. I appreciate that. But we can rotate. Let's just rotate. You get your first person. We'll get our first, and we'll just rotate 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. We'll do that.
My first person is
Keep it
Ernie
moving.
Johnson.
Yep.
He's on
NBA TNT.
NBA TNT.
TNT on NBA.
His
One of
co-hosts are Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck.
those.
The
Shout
reason
out
why
Chuck.
I chose Ernie because he's been there from day one. He's been around the
Yeah.
basketball culture before I was even born. Before a lot of you, probably around the time, some of your parents was kids. He's just been there. He's been a number one supporter. I actually got a chance to be in the same environment that he was around and actually heard him talk before. And I'm like, nah, there's no way in hell he talks
Yeah.
like that.
Which
He
was a
like-
groupie?
Voice of
Almost.
God.
I was almost. It's like he's different, like real different. But like I said, he's a number one supporter. He's a heavy advocate, for players, especially people of color and people of different diversities and different ethnicities and stuff like that. So he has a very diverse mindset when it comes to a lot of things. So I call him Uncle Ernie because I feel like that's like an uncle that got jumped into the family and he's just been around for everything. So I'm going with Ernie Johnson as my first person.
Okay, so you're inviting. Well, you're supposed to offer it up whether we invite him or not.
Well, do
He's
y'all invite him?
Yeah, he's invited.
You invite him?
Yeah, for me too.
Yay for you. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So
Also,
Ernie,
he's been through some adversity with his son.
Facts.
I think he might have lost a son. I just appreciate people who have been through some stuff. Like that's just something big on me.
and he beat cancer too.
Yeah.
And he revisited his old neighborhood, which is always what's
Appreciate
up.
that. So yeah, Ernie, I have no problem with. That's a yes. That's okay. You going with your first person now?
Yep, Serena Williams.
Definite yes. Serena has a +1 being Venus
She's just
Williams as well.
An icon.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like a worldwide icon to be the most dominant in the sport. Like, as a black woman, like, that's just amazing. Hell yeah, she's invited to the cookout.
Serena's definitely
We
going
can
for me.
just sit down on a hammock and eat mac and cheese and yams.
Is she
I can
really
pick her
invited
brain.
to the cookout?
Are you thinking the same reason I'm thinking? Because who she's married to?
Doesn't matter who she's married
No,
to.
no, no. I mean,
He's
you
not
know,
invited.
wait.
She is.
Just hear me out.
But
Her
like,
husband is not coming. She's coming.
Hear
As
me
a
out
part of-
before you
okay.
slit my
Nope.
throat. It's Serena, right?
Yes.
Her husband can
Wait.
babysit the child,
Wait, I don't wanna
and
hear
she can
this.
bring her ass.
Can you
I
start
wanna hear
yelling
this.
at me for like a few
I
seconds?
know. I want to hear him talk. Let's hear this.
No, so she's invited to the cookout. No,
Alright.
no, but no, I do put that in question. I do put that in
I'm not
question.
questioning Serena.
No, I'm not questioning Serena either.
Not
So
questioning
she's
Serena.
coming. She's coming. She's coming.
Serena's invited. Plus, it's a plate to go. All right, my first person here was Post Malone. So, just your thoughts. Is Post Malone invited to the cookout?
No.
The culture cookout. You're saying no. Why?
No.
Why?
He's a culture vulture.
Culture vulture, like what sense?
From after that White Iverson, he just went.
I didn't
went
like how he
way left. Like
He did take a left turn a little bit with
you
like
mean it
image.
you have like
and-
Allen Iverson braids. You have like 2 gold Cubans on in this White Iverson video, and then all of a sudden you just turn into this cowboy. Like, excuse me, you got your face tatted. You got this like curly Sue hairstyle. Like,
To be fair, I mean,
what the fuck
he
you on, bro?
was in a rock band before he even transitioned to hip hop. So he's
I
always
love
been
rock.
growing
Nah.
in multi multi.
You put out White Iverson, you're supposed to at least make us believe it's still stay down that road, and then you just abruptly just
Okay.
nope.
Are you inviting Post Malone? Is Post Malone?
He could
allowed
come to the cookout, but he can't stay at the cookout. Like
No, it could be either yes or no. I'm not letting you be on the fence. Yes or no, he goes to the cookout.
you know me, I'm welcoming to all people, man.
Oh my God, you're
So-
not security at the door. That's for sure.
So no, he's welcome to the cookout, and the reason why I'm
Yeah.
saying he's welcome to the cookout is
I'm sorry,
because
beef.
just leave, put the plate down before you leave.
he gets no to go.
You get no
Okay.
place to leave.
Okay.
I feel like he's invited because, for one, he is technically a part of this culture with the type of music that he puts out
That's hits.
as hits.
That's- hmm.
So without his hits, if he didn't have any hits, he wouldn't be invited.
No, I'm saying like, he has hits. Like I'm just.
But if he,
I'm-
so if he's just a regular rapper of who he is and he didn't have the hits, he wouldn't be invited.
Is it my turn to answer, or am
No,
I cutting off
I'm
yours?
just asking you as a personal question. Or
No,
you
it
want to
wasn't.
answer that when it's your turn?
Yeah, I would say that was my
All
turn.
right. I think he's invited to the cookout because
Okay.
he has been around
Mhm.
actually a lot of influences on his music as well. So
Mhm.
he's worked with plenty of
Yeah.
good artists, good dope artists, and
Yeah.
I feel like he does know how to put a good song together. So
Mhm.
he's invited to the cookout.
Womp.
Initially, I was on Skeeter's side. I was not inviting him to the cookout. I didn't like White Iverson because there is no White Iverson. Iverson is Iverson.
Mhm.
Imagine coming out with like White LeBron. Like, no, I don't feel like you should appropriate a culture.
That might
That
be dope,
embrace-
actually. That
No,
like think like
Stop.
no,
Cut it off.
no.
absolutely not.
Oh,
I
come
don't like
on,
him
man.
appropriating White Iverson to begin with. Iverson is an icon. He means so much to people like us because he was wearing braids, do-rags, baggy pants, and chains. He really just took in our culture and put it in the NBA. In
Got
the
his hair
spotlight.
braided mid game.
Do y'all
Exactly.
listen? Do y'all listen to Post Malone?
Like on the radio
Nope.
if his songs come on, but I don't actively search him out.
Oh, you don't
But
listen
yeah.
to Post Malone's music?
Nope.
But yeah, to
I think
finish out,
somebody's lying.
so initially, like I was saying, I was on Skeeter's side, but I am gonna invite him because he recently came out and supported Lil Nas X, who essentially is doing the same thing Post Malone is doing to like country culture.
I'm not supporting
So-
that.
I'm gonna
I got
refute
horses
that.
in the bag.
Okay.
I'm gonna refute that because actually it was black people who originated country music and rock music, which turned into the blues and so on and so forth. So if anything, Lil
I would
Nas
go
is-
more blues
Lil-
and country though.
Lil Nas is taking back what was already ours to begin with.
I don't. I think I kind of disagree with you a little
Yeah.
bit.
And
Because if
what
you go that route, you could say
sense?
the same thing about basketball and the sports
Yeah.
in general. It was never our sport to begin with.
It was a
And
sport
then
that was created. We
yeah.
just kind of slid in and
took it over.
because it was something that we
So
could
I'm
do.
not
Yeah, of
willing to
course.
say that route. But for the sake
I mean,
of
if you
our-
look back at history, you would know.
that might be a different subject.
Yeah,
but
facts.
going to your next person, you have your second person. Post Malone for me is invited after his recent support for Lil Nas X.
So my next person is Kanye West.
Wait, what? Little change of heart there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
switch
change
it
of
up.
plans.
Change it. So am I getting a yay or nay?
Kanye is invited. He's done a lot for the culture. Right now, he's going through a moment. He's going through a moment right now.
He's invited.
I mean, Kanye would be invited for his past catalog, his constant efforts to push the culture forward a little bit with his music,
Push the envelope, yeah.
Not
Push the
in-
envelope of music.
not
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 anything.
anywhere else. So he's invited.
He's invited to the cookout.
Yeah, he
Like
got a few
Kanye West
plates.
is
He's
the
invited to
cookout.
y'all's cookout because he's not invited to mine.
Serious?
But you invite Post Malone.
I'm inviting Post Malone. Of course, I'm inviting Post Malone for the fact that Post Malone's been like I get it. It's not the same with Post Malone with any other artist. I completely understand, but as far as being for us,
Kanye.
hell no. Kanye, he coming to y'all.
Kanye's not
He can
for
come
us?
to y'all cookout and be weird in hell and all that other nonsense, rolling on the grass at Coachella and all that. He can do that at y'all cookout.
Y'all got that
He's
one
not. He's
uncle?
not coming to my cookout. If he come to my cookout, I gotta talk to him before he come. Like, listen, you better not be weird today.
We all got that weird.
You better
uncle or
not sit in
cousin
the
at
corner
cookout.
and start talking to yourself
That's fair.
with your wife making your plates all damn day. I'm not. No, he's not coming to my cookout. He's coming to my cookout unless we have a personal conversation, because I gotta talk to him about some things. He's not coming.
Okay.
My second person is Angelina Jolie.
I mean, like, I guess she can come. I don't have no beef with
Her
her.
fine ass. Hell
I
yeah,
have
she
no
can
beef
come.
with her. She can come.
Come get a
she's
slab of
adopted.
rib.
Why you gotta pick all women?
Come get a slab of rib. She fine though.
What?
What?
What year?
This year
What?
and every year before that.
Oh my! What have you?
And she can
what-
shoot guns. So if I wipe that up,
So does Keanu Reeves.
Homeland
What are you
shit.
talking about?
Homeland she. I'm talking about Angelina Jolie, not Keanu.
She's invited because she's been able to adopt kids from different areas.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
She's global.
For people to take on kids that are not their own, it just shows a lot. So, yeah, she's invited. I don't mind.
Is Angelina Jolie invited to? Yeah, she invited to.
Especially
the cookout.
get dressed as a Tomb Raider
Hey,
to the
more
function.
women the better, right? More women at the cookout is
Absolutely.
it's a better crowd,
What if she
right?
dresses up as Tomb Raider? Forget about it, dude.
No, if she had that same look, dressed up as Tomb Raider, yes. New Tomb Raider, no, no. Come with Brad.
No, don't come with Brad. This is my list, and they're not allowed to come with husbands at all. Leave your husbands at home. They can babysit the babies.
Gotcha. My second person was Tiger Woods. Tiger
Yeah,
Woods.
of course. He just won.
Tiger Woods is invited.
Yeah, he just won. He just won another Masters, I think. I don't think it was a Masters. I think it was another championship, but he just won recently. He's back on board.
But I look
Welcome
at
back, homie.
I look at Tiger the same way that you looked at Kanye West to be invited to the cookout.
Mm-hmm.
He is who he is.
Can grab some
Yeah.
potato
You
salad.
can't take
Yeah.
that. You
But-
can't take that from him.
But the
though.
thing about Kanye never denied being black, though. Like, I feel like Tiger has tried to go out his way to be like, I'm Asian American, and really highlight that other aspect of who he is. Like, there's been times where Tiger hasn't been black. Like, he didn't want that. He didn't want to be the first black this or the first black that. So
Well,
I
guess
don't
what?
even
remember
recently, he won that title
I
that he
have
won.
amnesia.
Donald Trump invited him to come to the White House because of that, and he
Did
went.
he go?
Who else we
He
gonna
went?
pick besides Tiger then?
We're not inviting Tiger. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Ernie
he's
Johnson.
not invited to mine. Pick a
He's
different
not.
club
Tiger's
player.
not invited.
Tiger would not be invited to my cookout. Not trying to push.
He's
a
invited to your
culture
cookout?
forward.
Yeah.
Why he invited you to your cookout?
So I can play him 1-on-1 and take his money.
In golf?
Yeah.
What do you think? You like a all American in sports and everything?
Basically, I am.
We can put money up today if you want. Because
Hey,
you,
we can do tennis too.
Tiger Woods is. You know, now since you put it like that, okay, Tiger can pass my house. He can just go to the next cookout then.
Exactly. Okay, so now we're on like our last
Third.
round of people.
Mm-hmm. I'm choosing Joseph Sikora from Power,
Yep.
a.k.a. Tommy.
Yep.
I don't really care. I've never even seen an episode.
What?
I kid you not.
That's whatever.
I've never even seen an episode.
You watch Game of Thrones?
Nah, never seen that either.
Oh,
'Cause it's not on ESPN 1 or ESPN 2. I probably haven't seen it. So I'm trying to do better, though. I'm trying to break into television a little bit
He's
more.
invited.
Never seen it.
Tommy
So,
invited.
Sure.
Tommy is invited to my cookout.
You got
That's my other uncle.
You got to keep the toast in the car though.
That's Uncle Tommy.
Mhm.
It's a peaceful.
I don't know
peaceful
if you want to
cookout.
be
With the
saying
black
Uncle
Tim.
Tommy.
Huh?
I don't know if you want to be saying Uncle Tom and Tommy.
Nah, he ain't gonna be the Uncle Tom.
Okay.
Nah, he ain't gonna be Uncle Tom.
Be Cousin Tommy. How about that?
Nah, that's Uncle Tommy.
Okay.
Nah, that's still Uncle Tommy. The reason why he's invited to my cookout is because, like I said, he's been an advocate for a little while now. He's even in the stream of hip hop and music. You just recently seen him in a music video with K Slay and everything like that.
Okay.
And for the role that he actually plays on Power, I'm a big fan of that role. I'm a huge fan of Uncle Tommy. So he's invited to my cookout. But if Lala's there, don't come near her. That's all I gotta say.
He's not invited to my cookout for that Lala incident. You
I
know,
mean-
Mello, my dude. So, but okay.
Yeah, but they was broken up.
I'm not hearing that.
I'm inviting Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, sure. I don't have a problem with it.
Cameron Diaz.
She's fine.
Is she playing?
Huh? She played in
But like, what has she done?
Bad
Movies
Teacher.
that I don't watch. She's not invited to my cookout.
You never seen Bad Teacher? she played sexy as hell.
No.
What has she done to help the culture though?
I don't know.
Nothing.
That's why she's not invited.
Nothing.
The point of the cookout is because you're trying to progress it in some way or another. If she hasn't done anything but entertain you.
If you say Scarlett
she-
Johansson or
Nah, she played in great roles in movies that I like.
Right, but like, what has she done for like our culture?
She hasn't done anything.
So why are you inviting her? That's why
so
I
you just being
prefaced
a,
the
you
whole
just being a
invite.
womanizer right now. That's
No,
what you're doing.
Just inviting her.
My
just,
gosh, Cedric.
Just to fill in.
Man.
You're never gonna change, are you?
Whatever.
Okay. My last person, Cardi B. Is she invited to our cookout? Or
She's
not?
definitely invited to my cookout. All cookouts, personal cookouts, bedroom cookouts,
There's
any
only
type of
so many cookouts that
there's-
you can
there's
have.
a limitless amount of cookouts you can have with Cardi B.
Okay, so she invited to yours.
Press. I can't wait to Cardi see you and press you because I
I-
know the direction you about to take with this.
I hope she you don't know the direction I'm gonna take. Skeeter.
Yep.
She's invited to the cookout.
Mhm.
You feel like she's trying to better the culture?
Yeah,
Y'all
she-
both feel like she's trying to better the culture.
She's
better,
singing-
she better a specific type of culture, aka strippers. She's made it okay to embrace that and then go on from that.
Would you
Would
you want your daughters to be strippers? Because Cardi B's empowering.
Why you gotta bring my future daughters into this with Cardi B?
Because this is what you're saying. So I'm asking. You wouldn't mind now? Because Cardi
No,
B
but
did it.
I'll just tell my daughter she's a very good dancer. I wouldn't tell them that she's a strippy.
You're gonna allow it?
No,
Okay. So she's bettering a culture that you guys wouldn't allow.
no, but she single-handedly made history within music at a certain point in time that's never been done before by a female artist. So that's telling for our culture in the music industry.
And
Regardless
hip
of
hop
what
is our
content,
culture, so
because we can argue about content about all day. We can talk about niggas bashing women all day, but that's nobody's talking about that all the time. But yeah, we'll save that for another one.
Cardi B is not invited to my cookout, obviously. But like, it's not because I dislike Cardi, but I feel like she can be such a force for women. Like that situation with Offset, he cheated the first time. Okay, I gave her a pass, but when she came out and said like, "Oh, you do it again, I'm not your wife," and then she ended up taking him back again, I just felt like she could have made a stand for women everywhere. Like Cardi B by herself is a superstar. Offset an all-star, like he's part of a team. But Cardi is a superstar. She does Pepsi commercials. Like, that's huge. And she would have been doing those commercials without him. And I just feel like she could have make a stand and be like, yeah, listen, women, you could do it on your own. You don't need no man like Offset.
you trying to say Offset made Cardi?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying Cardi's made by herself.
Oh, I see.
But by taking Offset again for the second time after saying that you would leave him, it just shows that, like, women can take that kind of abuse. Like, oh, it's okay. Like, Cardi did it. Like, she took Offset back. I can take my cheating ass husband back too. Like it just sets the precedent.
Oh,
I feel like she's such a force for women that she could really do good.
So it's a monkey see, monkey
Plus
do
her
type
history
of
with drugging women, drugging men. Like I'm not for that. Like we were killing Bill Cosby because of it. I feel like we need to keep the same energy.
I suddenly have amnesia. I don't know what you're talking about.
She might have drugged you then.
Hey,
So that's the problem.
hey, I didn't have nothing for her to take. So
Cardi B is not invited to my cookout only for the sole purpose that she could be doing more for our culture.
I see.
Like it's almost because I expect better from her, and I just feel like if she did that, then she can be invited. But
if you come to my cookout and Cardi's there,
yeah,
just walk to the other side of the grass. You're not talking to Cardi.
Walk to the other side of the grass.
Cardi has her own section at my cookout.
Okay,
without Offset being there. So
gotcha.
That's what it is.
So that's all our takes. Those are all the people that we had either invited to the cookout or not for the cookout. Hopefully they're progressing or pushing the culture forward. If you feel like you disagree or you have some hot takes that you want to let us know, please post it in the comment section.
You're still waiting. Please do.
Yeah.
Please
so
do.
the comment section coming out. Again, go out and support, subscribe, hit the notification button. That's a little bell that's next to it. We're going to be having a premiere probably the next week because they won't get it this week. But we'll have a premiere for our following episode, which can kind of allow you to get in 30 minutes early, talk to us. If you have some things that you want to tell us directly, you can. We'll be a part of that. So, yeah, come out, support.
That's just about it. If you have any other input on who you all would like to invite to the cookout, please let us know. Just know if you do say they invited to a cookout, maybe it's just only your cookout, not ours. So it is what it is.
Facts.
Until then, folks, adios.
Ox life out.
Ox life out.
Mm.